This exciting 4-day Denver trip gives you easy downtown sights, big Colorado views, and a calmer final day. From Union Station and the Denver Art Museum to Red Rocks, you'll get a route that feels full without feeling rushed. Is this your first time here? Then we've got you. We'll also work in a quieter stretch, and at the end, we'll share an insider tip. For where to stay, pick Lodo near Union Station or Capitol Hill and the Golden Triangle. Denver is manageable for 4 days. If you stay central, walking plus transit plus rideshare works well. The A-Line takes about 37 minutes from the airport. The free ride helps downtown, rideshare helps for Red Rocks, biking works in select stretches, and the airport day pass is $10. Day 1. Downtown, Lodo, and an easy Denver start. Your first day in Denver should make the city feel simple. That's the whole job. You're not trying to cram in everything at once, you're trying to get your bearings, learn the shape of downtown, and start with places that are actually pleasant to walk. Start with breakfast at Snooze at Union Station. It's right where you want to begin, and it makes this first morning easy instead of messy. Order something filling, take your time, and don't rush out the door just because it's day 1. Denver is dry, and if you're coming from lower elevation, this is a good morning to start drinking more water than you think you need. Snooze also gives you a nice range on the first morning. You can keep it simple with eggs and toast, or go bigger if you want pancakes or a richer plate before a long walk. That helps on day 1 because the city is easier to enjoy when you're not already hungry and trying to solve breakfast after you've started moving. After breakfast, spend your morning around Denver Union Station. This isn't just a train station stop you check off in 5 minutes. It's the right first stop because it doubles as a historic landmark and the city's transportation hub. So once you understand this area, the rest of the trip starts making more sense. The station dates to 1914, and it links you to the airport train, buses, light rail, and the free ride downtown. Walk through the Great Hall, step outside, and get comfortable with the neighborhood instead of rushing straight to the next attraction. From there, walk through Lodo and head toward Larimer Square, with a quick pass through Dairy Block if you want one more compact downtown stop that feels polished without taking over the day. This stretch works well on day 1 because it gives you the older brick side of downtown instead of throwing you straight into office blocks and calling it character. Keep the pace loose. Pop into a shop if something catches your eye, then keep moving. Once you've had enough of Lodo, hop on the 16th Street free ride instead of forcing yourself to walk every block. The free ride is free, it stops on every corner, and it makes downtown much easier to handle on a first trip. Use it to slide farther into the core without burning your legs early. Ride down toward the Colorado Convention Center so you can see the Big Blue Bear. The sculpture is officially called I See What You Mean, but everyone knows it is the Blue Bear, and at 40 feet tall, it's hard to miss. Get the photo, have your moment, then keep moving. It works best as a quick payoff in the middle of a downtown route that already makes sense. After that, head back toward the river and finish the daytime stretch around Commons Park or Confluence Park. This is where day 1 starts to relax. You've had the station, the historic blocks, the downtown shuttle, and the city art moment. Now you get some breathing room. If the weather's good, this is a nice place to sit for a bit and let the city feel less like a checklist. A good practical note here is not to overbook this first afternoon. If you arrive the same day or if the altitude is hitting you more than expected, this is the day to leave some space. Sit for a bit, drink water, keep the pace relaxed. As evening rolls in, stay near the river or the park long enough to catch that softer downtown light. This is your calm payoff for day 1. You've already done the city orientation part. Now you just need one nice stretch that lets the day land properly. For dinner, go to Tavernetta. It's close to Union Station, which helps the route, and it gives the first night a polished feel without making dinner into an ordeal. It's a good first dinner because it feels special enough for night 1, but still easy to reach after a long day on foot. After dinner, take one last slow walk back through Union Station, enjoy the room for a minute, then head in early. Tomorrow is the more culture-heavy day, and you'll enjoy it more if day 1 ends cleanly. Day 2. Art, civic landmarks, and Denver's museum core. Day 2 should feel more focused. Yesterday taught you the city. Today gives you the version of Denver that feels thoughtful, designed, and a little more rooted. This is the museum core day, but it still has to stay human. Start with breakfast at Levin Deli in the Golden Triangle area. This is a good day for a lighter breakfast that still feels substantial because you'll be inside and outside in waves and you don't want to feel weighed down before the museums even start. It also keeps you close to the morning route, which is exactly what a good breakfast stop should do. Levin works nicely here because it feels casual and easy, not like a formal start before a museum-heavy day. Grab something fresh, settle in for a bit, and then head out while the day still feels open. That little bit of calm helps before you step into the bigger cultural stops. Your main stop is the Denver Art Museum. This stop earns its place easily. It's one of the largest art museums between Chicago and the West Coast, and the museum's collection runs past 70,000 works. That's why the right move here is not trying to see everything. Pick a few collections that interest you and give them real attention. Also, make sure you check the day before you go because the museum is closed on Wednesdays. One of the reasons this day works so well is that the Golden Triangle is built for it. Visit Denver describes it as the heart of the city's cultural scene, with 6 museums within walking distance. That means you can keep the day feeling layered without constantly calling a car. For your second stop, go to the Clifford Still Museum. It changes the mood in a good way. Instead of another giant all-purpose museum, you get a more concentrated experience, and it's the only place in the world dedicated to that artist's work. The museum is open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., which makes it easy to pair with the Denver Art Museum as long as you start on time. After the museums, take your time outside in Civic Center Park and around the Colorado State Capitol area. You do not need to turn this into a formal government tour. The point is to let the route breathe. Walk the area, look for the mile-high marker if you want a small Denver moment, and enjoy the fact that this district gives you culture, open space, and civic landmarks in one compact chunk of the city. If you still have a little energy left, even the exterior of the Capitol adds a nice shift after the galleries. The best friction saver on this day is simple. Do not book too many museums. 2 is enough. 3 starts sounding ambitious in a plan and tiring in real life. The whole reason this day works is that it feels curated. Later in the afternoon, let Capitol Hill slow the pace down. Walk a bit without turning every block into content. Day 2 doesn't need a giant stunt at the end, it just needs a softer landing than the middle, especially when Red Rocks is still coming tomorrow. For dinner, head to City O City. It sits well with this part of town, it's easy to fold into the route, and it gives the second night a more neighborhood feel. It also helps vary the food side of the trip, which matters in a 4-day plan. After dinner, keep the close simple with a short walk around Capitol Hill before heading back. And one quick thing before tomorrow, we've still got that insider tip coming. Denver's a lot easier when you catch the city at the right time. And Day 3 will make that pretty obvious once you're outside more. Day 3, Red Rocks, big views, and a high-impact return to the city. This is the day with the big visual payoff. If someone watches the whole script waiting for the moment that feels most Colorado without abandoning Denver, this is it. The trick is doing Red Rocks in a way that still fits a city itinerary. Start early with breakfast at Sam's No. 3 downtown. This is a good morning for something reliable and straightforward because you want to get moving. Sam's is a Denver staple, and its downtown location keeps things easy if you're staying central. Don't make this a lazy brunch day. The earlier you leave for Red Rocks, the better the whole plan works. Then head out to Red Rocks Park and Amphitheatre. The great thing about Red Rocks is that it works even without a concert ticket. You can walk into the amphitheater, take in the rock formations, use the overlooks, and do one of the nearby trails without feeling like you showed up on the wrong day. Admission and parking are free for daytime visits, and the park opens 1 hour before sunrise and closes 1 hour after sunset. That gives you a lot of flexibility, but it also tells you why morning is the smart move. Once you're there, don't treat it like a quick photo stop. Walk the seating area, look back out over the landscape, and let yourself take in how different it feels from the city. That contrast is the whole point of putting Red Rocks on Day 3. You've already learned Denver's downtown rhythm. Now you get the big payoff without pretending you left the trip behind. Spend your first stretch simply taking in the amphitheater itself. Don't rush this part. Red Rocks works because the place is physical. You feel the stairs, the incline, the scale of the stone, and the open sky all at once. If you want a memorable number for the day, use this one. The Visitor Center runs from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. from March through October, but after 2 p.m. on event days, access can be limited to ticket holders. That's another reason mornings are safer. After the amphitheater, do the Trading Post Trail if you want the most satisfying walk without turning the day into a hike first trip. It gives you the rock formations from another angle and makes the morning feel active. Just be honest about the stairs and the sun. Wear proper shoes, bring more water than normal, and don't brush off the altitude if you already felt it on day one. Before leaving, check out the Visitor Center and the Performers Hall of Fame if you want one more layer to the stop. This is the best indoor piece of the Red Rocks visit because it adds context without draining the momentum. Once you're ready to head back into Denver, give yourself a reset. Come back into the city and make your secondary stop Meow Wolf Denver. That might sound like a hard turn after Red Rocks, but that's exactly why it works. You go from open air and giant stone to a fully immersive indoor world that feels playful and different. It also gives you a weatherproof second half of the day, which is useful in Denver. The friction saver on day 3 is knowing where to stop. Red Rocks is the wow. Meow Wolf is the change of pace. That is enough. Do not add a third major attraction just because you still have daylight. As evening comes on, head back toward Larimer Square. This is your payoff zone tonight. After a day with stairs, rock, driving, and sensory overload, you want the last stretch to feel easy without becoming a nightlife plan. For dinner, go to Tamayo in Larimer Square. It fits the route, it's been part of the district for years, and it gives the night a lively finish without forcing you into anything too formal. After dinner, take one slow walk under the lights in Larimer Square. Let the day settle and call it there. Tomorrow is the softer final day, and you'll enjoy it more if this one ends before it gets messy. Day 4. Gardens, neighborhood strolling, and a softer Denver finish. Your last day should feel easier on purpose. By now, you've done downtown, the museum district, and the big scenery day. What you want now is a version of Denver that feels lived in. Start with breakfast at Olive and Finch in Cherry Creek. It's a good final morning pick because it feels lighter and a little calmer than the first few days. You're not loading up for a hard walk or a long drive now. You're easing into the day and keeping the route neat. It also helps that Cherry Creek feels different from the areas you've already seen. That matters on a 4-day trip. A new neighborhood on the last morning keeps the route from feeling like it's looping back over the same ground just because the script needed one more day. Then head to Denver Botanic Gardens. This is the right final anchor because it changes the pace immediately. Visit Denver calls it one of the top 5 botanic gardens in the nation, and the city also notes that it covers 24 acres of living flora. That's big enough to feel like a real destination, but still manageable enough for a last day. Go in the morning if you can. The light is better, the walking is easier, and if the weather warms up later, you'll be glad you did the main garden time earlier. The best way to handle the gardens is slowly. Don't treat them like another museum where you need a plan for every room. Wander more, sit more, notice more. After the previous 3 days, that change of pace feels good. It's a great final pick because it still feels worth your time, but it doesn't ask too much from you. Once you're done there, walk or ride share over to Cheeseman Park for a little open space before lunch or a snack. You don't need a big agenda here. This part is just about keeping the day from turning into one long indoor and outdoor blur. Cheeseman gives you lawns, views, and a lighter neighborhood rhythm. From there, head into Cherry Creek North for the rest of the afternoon. This is a smart final day move because the area is pleasant to wander and easy to shape around your energy level. If you want to browse for a while, you can. If you just want coffee, dessert, or a few blocks of strolling before dinner, that works too. Visit Denver notes that Cherry Creek North and the wider neighborhood together offer more than 300 places to shop, dine, or browse. That gives you room to keep this last afternoon flexible instead of rigid. The friction saver on day 4 is resisting the urge to overschedule. You do not need to squeeze in one last museum or a random must-see just because it's your final day. The whole point here is that Denver still has enough left to offer when you slow down. As the evening settles in, let Cherry Creek North be your payoff. The neighborhood works well for a last night because it feels polished without feeling stiff. You can walk a bit, browse a bit, and keep the whole thing relaxed. For your final dinner, go to North Italia in Cherry Creek. It fits the area, it stays easy to reach, and it gives the send-off a little more occasion without getting too heavy. After dinner, take one last slow walk through the neighborhood and let that be the closer. No big stunt, just a clean ending to a trip that actually made sense from start to finish. Here's the insider tip we teased earlier. The best time to visit Denver is late spring or early fall. That's when the city is usually more comfortable for walking, outdoor stops like Red Rocks and the Botanic Gardens feel better, and you're less likely to deal with the busiest summer pressure. Denver also gets fast weather shifts, so layers help more than people expect. If you come at the right time and keep this route in this order, the trip feels smoother. And that's really the whole goal. You want Denver to feel easy, memorable, and worth doing again. That's the kind of trip people actually enjoy, not just power through.